sip. Pull up a chair. We build here. We heal here. Walk in, long week on your back. Bills due, old wounds, quiet panic in the past. Young kings, old heads, same weight, same doubt, different stories. Same storm, we're climbing out. D awesome. One at the table says speak. You clear your throat, heart racing, dry cheeks. But this room feels safe, no jokes at your pain. Just nod, strong eyes, they been through the same. You talk about your pops, how he dipped, how it stung. How you swore you'd be better when you finally had a son. They listen, then they lace you with a plan. Step one, call that kid tonight, tell him he your number one. S.I.T.B.R.O, let it go, let it grow. Success is the best revenge overall. You know, we don't just talk, we move, that's the code. From the hurt to the healing, watch us reload. S.I.T.B.R.O, pull up, this your road. Plant seeds, see trees in your soul. We rise, that's the goal. Success is the best revenge overall. Let's go. To the man that is whole, from the fight in the hallway to the boardroom roll, from he'll never be nothing to he leading the show, hosted by D, awesome one, watch the whole room grow. Yeah, S.I.T.B.R.O, let it go, let it grow. Success is the best revenge overall. You know, we don't just talk, we move, that's the code. From the hurt to the healing, watch us reload. S.I.T.B.R.O, pull up, this your road. Plant seeds, see trees in your soul. We rise, that's the goal. Success is the best revenge overall. Success is the best revenge overall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Success is the best revenge overall. And this is pretty much a very, very, very successful Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. A day you never been in before and a day you never be in again. So understanding that success is not just monetary, but it is very much spiritual, emotional, physical, mental, and making sure we regulate it across the board. Success is just as easy as getting your ass up at 5 a.m., sitting in silence, affirming yourself, visualizing your day, doing a light exercise, making sure you read something, and scribing. Savers, fellas, savers. And so now we got those simple things just out the way, man. I want to introduce you fine people out there in YouTube land to these astute, esteemed gentlemen who hang around me that I am proud to call colleagues, compadres, mentors, brothers, and sound minds. I want to introduce y'all to Middle Road. And we haven't had this brother around here in a long time. Me and him have had some TikTok battles of the brains where we were just baffled. And we was like, look, and he was like, D, you can't leave. I'm like, I'm out. I can't do this shit no more. They stupid. But he also has a book that is out, and y'all please go check it out. We're gonna also talk about that as well. And then we have my brother Wolf down here, aka better known as D Hughes. This guy is a awesome man, and very much like both of these gentlemen, long lasting marriages, which should be a lot of our goals. If not, then long lasting great relationship to God and yourself should also be very much mimicked. Also, just like these gentlemen who hang up on this panel with me today. Fellas, how y'all doing today, man?
Doing wonderful. Doing absolutely wonderful. Today was a good day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm doing well, just as you guys are. Good day, no problems.
Well, we're gonna keep it problem free, man, and we're gonna get to a few things today. We got a couple of topics. Some more people said that they was gonna come, but we'll make do very much with this right here, man. Also, I would like to point out for everybody that's watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. T-Max_network would definitely like to be in part with you and you with us. So here's the ideas, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an idea, if you want to be a host, if you want to be a guest, If you just want to hear a topic and make a suggestion, if you're looking to be a sponsor, where you can find us at tmaxnetworkllc.com. That is TMAX Network LLC at gmail.com. Get that right. I don't know where that's coming from. TMAX Network LLC at gmail.com. So reach out and somebody will definitely respond to anything that you have to say that is going to be beneficial. If not, it will be sitting in no man's land and probably soon to be deleted and reported for phishing or spam. All right. Needless to say. All right, fellas, we got a good one tonight. Real light, real simple, and but it still is worthy of men discussion. We are looking to mend the generational gap between men, which needs to be mended. I think far too much that, you've heard me say this before, Middle, where I've asked the question, what do you do if you don't die? I think too many of them are looking to crash out and burn in flames and hoping to be remembered forever. And it's like, no, how will you expect to be remembered if everybody got the same plan? If everybody's got the same plan to flame out, you won't be remembered, buddy. That's it. It's all and gone. Everybody's Haley Comet around here. So we came across a gentleman. I hope he comes in today, young guy. I was talking to T-Max the other day, and I was like, bro, I don't think that even when we were 21, we thought we were invincible. But we very much knew that there was a level of mortality that stood out. And listening to this guy talk, you're like, oh, you really think you can walk through brick walls? So I hope you show up today. He's got good energy. He's a good young man. 21, soon to be 21, or if not 21. But hopefully he shows up. And if not, well, the playback is always there. So yeah, I think we go ahead and get right into this first video, man. This first video, fellas, I've never seen nothing so great. We've witnessed a lot of things. We've witnessed National Geographic. We've witnessed sports. I don't think we all even saw the two combined. So I think we should get right into that video.
I think they're the best of all time, the Dudley Boys. What is this? It seems to be some sort of aerial shot footage, maybe from a drone. Oh, I see two dogs running, or at least I assume those are dogs, coyotes, something of that nature. Oh, wait, it's snow on the ground. Oh, that's a bunny. It seems like, oh no, they're chasing the bunny. They must be rabid dogs or something. Run, bunny, the little bunny that could. Escape to freedom. Oh no, but it seems like the river's frozen, so the bunny can't cross. Oh no, this might be natural selection. The bunny might get cooked. Oh no, there's freedom right there. Oh, there's a fence though. There's a fence obstructing its path. Oh Lord, the bunny's in trouble. It's cornered between the fence and the frozen river. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn, the dogs are closing in. I think that's like Honda and Growlithe. The bunny's forced to go and take the ice. All right, it's able to cross the ice. At least it's attempted. It made it through the ice, not the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. All right, here we go. Come on, bunny. Come on, Jesus Christ. Growlithe closing in on it. The bunny's able to make the moves. Come on, bunny, to freedom. Do not die like this. Come on, bunny. Damn, they got it cornered. Not anymore. Take off, bunny. Extreme speed. Look at that 40-yard dash time. Are you kidding me? Oh, Lord, Tyreek Hill, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. Oh, fuck. The dog's got the speed, too. Growlithe is closing in. Honda taking chase. The bunny's got nowhere to go. It's a foot race to freedom. The bunny able to make a move. Come on, bunny. Come on, bunny. Come on, bunny. Move. Move! Your life depends on. Are we about to watch a murder? Oh, come on, buddy. Yeah, look at the vertical leap. Shit, Growlithe is right there. Buddy's still taking off. The separation is incredible, bro. The breakaway speed. It's like Jerry Rice off of a slant. This brother got incredible speed, bro. Somebody needs to test the 40-yard dash of that bunny. Here comes the Growlithe, and then Honda doesn't have the same speed as Growlithe. Oh, Lord, Buddy's cornered again. Buddy's cornered again. Space go, yeah! That's how you make a move. Mystical Space Typhoon. Did you see the footwork? Took his ankles. LaShawn McCoy in open space. Come on, buddy. Oh, there was another rodent, or I should say feline, some sort of animal that took off, maybe a deer or so. All right, buddy. It's a foot race yet again. Hondauer does not have the stamina to keep up, but it seems like Growlithe is still keeping chase. Bro, this bunny's been running for his life for like 2 minutes. Come on, buddy. Take off. Yo, everybody's got the stamina on 100%, bro. Somebody use the GTA cheat or something. Take off, buddy. Here comes Growlithe still in chase. Hondauer falling out of the goddamn camera shot. Come on. Yes, Growlithe fell. Take off, buddy. To freedom. Yes, the bunny survived. Growlithe and Hondauer is nowhere to be found. The bunny's taking off to freedom. Survival. All right. The bunny lives! They thought they could come out here and eat low bunny. Hondauer and Growlithe thought they had a meal, but not today, because the bunny had the determination, perseverance, dedication, and the will to live, and above all else, had the dog in it. Let's go!
Shout out to Chisel Adonis, man. One of my favorite, I guess, content creators or internet personalities, and also somebody I think a lot of young men have the opportunity of being something like, right? Too many guys or want to put themselves in position that, you know, AAU basketball is great. I think it's great. But what he's doing, he can do as much and as long and as often as he likes until he's no longer around. And an ACL injury wouldn't stop him from having his personality shine. And he's got a great following. Chisel Adonis on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. I encourage you gentlemen to check him out. He is hilarious. And, you know, he's a brother. He definitely is a good brother. He's a good brother because he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Shout out to that man, double time. And he's a black man doing his thing on the internet. So tell me what y'all think about the video, fellas.
He had me engaged, but I was rooting for that bunny.
I was Team Bunny. You got to get away. After all of that, he had to get away.
Greatest commentary ever, man. Greatest commentary ever. And, you know, the thing about it is it's a great talent to see somebody that uses their journalism skills in a unique way. It is amazing to see that. And you should I really encourage y'all to check him out and check out some of like the stuff that he's done with football highlights. Just dynamic, man. So shout out to Chisel Adonis, man. Hopefully we'll ever just be able to sit down and just have a talk rather than just over the internet ways or actually face to face, man. He actually gets out and he gets with the public. He does a lot of fitness runs and stuff. So, you know, he's just not just a internet social personality, but he also goes out and he makes himself accessible to the general public and kind of get some jewels. And so shout out to that brother, man. We appreciate you, Chisel Adonis, for sure. Man.
That was pretty wild. You know, when you asked what I thought about it, I also think about like some of the conversations we hear and look at how life is for some people, how, you know, you thought he was trapped, right? Think again. You got me trapped. No, think again. Think again. And, you know, that perseverance, you know, we need to, you know, foster that.
Right.
A lot of our, you know my philosophy, right? You know, say, hey, what are we doing for our youth? And you know, there are many who would say, okay, I'm cornered. You got me. And others is like, nah, man. You psych. And keep going. So I like to see the bunny say, you got me, not psych.
Yeah, not today. Not today. Anything you got to add to that, Wolf?
Nah, I think he said it great, man. He was running for his life. And sometimes that's how life is. You just got to keep going. Right when you think you're about to get caught, you just got to keep on driving through.
Yeah, that was something
Yeah.
I was telling people today on another platform about when I used to train. I said I understood this, that there was a particular group that gravitated to the message when I said be poised through the process. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they were the ones that would see the results, and they were the ones that I ain't still getting calls about, hey, how I lose this love handle? I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. It's not gonna get too serious, but just a tad. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
We are men. We are men who love women. And there's a dynamic and a shift in a lot of our women in today's current time where messages are being put out there. Uh, this next gentleman goes by the name of Delay. And he's got quite the message. So let's see what he says.
With the
Okay.
man, and you guys live here, you're living with the provider. If you're living with the man, and you guys live here, you're living with the loser. If you're living with the man, and you guys live here, you're living with the provider. I repeat, if you're living with the man, and you guys live here, you're living with the loser.
Knock it off. I know what somebody used to sell ass in the 90s and they're trying to advise other women to do so at the same time. Knock it off! That doesn't make a man a loser because he doesn't live in an extravagant home. Shut your gold digging ass up, woman! You can't sell it no more. Don't try to, you can't sell cat no more. Knock it off. Bad ass advice. Knock it off.
I'll go
Mm.
second because I'm going to be long winded. So I'll go second.
The measure of a man, huh? Is all this provider stuff. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, man. Some of us got to crawl before we can walk. Some of us got to walk before we can run. You know, um, I truly believe that my wife would be happy with me if we lived in a cave, which encourages me to grind hard. But we haven't always lived the way we live now in our mid 50s. The first house that we ever purchased now, and I was so proud because I grew up in apartments, low income housing apartments. The first house my wife and I purchased, it was $72,000, and it wasn't in the South. It was in Washington State. It was in Tacoma, and it was 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 700 square feet. If it was 100 square feet small, it wouldn't qualify for a mortgage. And it didn't have an eat-in kitchen. It didn't have central air. It had a wood burning stove, and if it was hot, you can open up the windows. And we were both so proud, and we worked really hard. And then over time, together, we were able to send 10,000 a flight. I think sometimes we get caught up in materialistic things. Is the man honorable? Does the man have a proper value system? Does the man filter his decisions through what's in the best interest of his family? All this materialism, I think, can throw off the message. Can give a bad message, I would say. She's given some pretty good messages in the past. I think this message was, what's the new internet word? Diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I can tell you right now, I have a son who's in his early 30s. Where he's at today will pale in comparison as to where he's going to be in a decade from now. Stop judging where a man is on the front end, and just look at what they can control, their value system, their character. And if you guys work really hard together, my grandmother never got past the third grade. But one thing she taught me was if two people come together, dialed in, and they're really working with each other, not letting outside people impede on their relationship, there's nothing they can't accomplish.
Mm.
That same house that we bought, that was a little piece of crap shack, will sell for 380 some $1,000 right now. So sometimes you have to crawl before you walk, and there's nothing
Mm.
wrong with crawling as long as you're putting forth the effort to walk later. That's it for me on that one.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Let me give you a little bit of my philosophy. Right. I think that there's a lot of theory being thrown around. No one tells the youth how to actually apply anything that they're being told. So they'll take something that says the common term is protector and provider. Like she's talking about that provider thing, right? But what does it mean to provide? What am I providing? What is the cost factor? None of us wants to live in a hovel, right? I'll be honest. If given an opportunity to live in a mansion or a hovel, I'm taking the mansion. It is what it is, right? Now, is there something wrong from wanting to live in a mansion? No. But do I know what's necessary to be able to, at some point, live in a mansion? That's not being taught. What we're hearing is a lot of shaming, while she's giving you those two extremes. This house is probably about 6,000-7,000 square feet, the one, the white one, and the other one that was like a little, in her mind, a shack, saying, well, you're a loser. As the gentleman said, first house 700 square feet. What are you talking about? I don't care who you are. I don't care how big your house is. We all have a spot. Dee knows this. The chair I'm sitting in is where I'm always sitting in my house. My house is not small. Let's put it that way, right? It's not a small house, but I occupy literally 10 square feet. That's it, right? The rest is just there, right? So when I hear these kind of things, it pains me from the standpoint of here you have a woman who's probably has individuals listening to her. They're being sold a bill of goods based on the premise of the young man being told what I consider to be just not so much falsehoods, but a lot of theory and no application. Because we do know that men are being told every day, protect, provide, protect, provide. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. But you got to have some instruction. With zero instruction, you get these crazy comparisons between, like you said, house A, house B. There's so much more in between, which is where you want to actually live, right? But somehow she's focusing on house A, house B. And I think that, unfortunately, for a lot of our youth, because no one's telling them anything, they're lost. But meanwhile, the clock is still ticking. Nobody wants to do bad in life. So they're trying to do well the best way they know how, which is no. They don't know how. So now you're getting these silly arguments where you got young ladies saying, I want a man who has $500,000 a year. Do you know how many men make $500,000 a year? It's like damn near non-existent. Then you say, okay, fine. With the $500,000, do you understand what net pay is? You get a blank stare. Once again, theory, zero application. You get the same thing with the young men. You have a guy online talking about, I got 7 businesses. It's look here, homie. You're online 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. You're not running 6 businesses. Stop it. But again, he's been sold a bill of goods. He wants to look good. So I can go on and on, but again, I don't like those kind of videos because what happens is that it causes the argument, which takes us nowhere. We know she's out of pocket, but someone's listening. And the person who's listening who doesn't know better is going to now repeat that foolishness. And next week, we're going to have more and more arguments about it. You heard what she said last week, and this goes round and round and round. And I step back from there.
Yeah, true enough. What's going on, Lloyd, man? Good to see you, bro.
What's up, family? I'm chilling. Good to see
Yeah,
y'all too, man.
yeah, man. You just in time. We just got through going through a second video. First video was a dynamic video, man. You probably have to catch that on the playback. You might get a little hype now. I just want to put it out there. You might get a little hype. Just be comfortable. The second video we are discussing where, it's a viral video. The woman, if a man lives here, he's a provider. If a man lives here, he's a loser. And D-Lay, had a response to her, and basically he told her that he know a woman that used to sell cat in the 90s and can't sell it no more. So, the whole thing about it was the reason why I even had the video brought up. Again, it's not even about her. Middle Road hit something right on the head is the fact that somebody is listening. There's going to be some men that's going to go against that premise, but still going to do it and live up to what standard that she put out there.
Yeah, right.
Both these gentlemen been hit it right on the head for something that the purpose of S.I.T.B.R.O is to get men to realign themselves under God to where they focus on what exactly they do, how they do it, and why they're doing it versus, well, I'm going to sell carpets because Steve sell carpet and Steve is killing it versus, no, that you're not a carpet salesman. That's Steve's thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do that could possibly go in conjunction with Steve, or who can you be a service to that Steve knows and that'd be helpful to them? It says, Couples with Cash says 0.8% of Americans earn $500K a year or more. Damn. You know what that says to me?
Y'all see a chat?
Yeah, it did get popped up.
Yeah,
So
popped up.
you know what that says to me?
What does it say?
That says your ass don't know nobody. That 500K or better. Yeah. That's what that says to me. Just like when people were loosely using the term narcissist, and I'm like, well, let me go check this out, and come to find out less than 1% of the population are actually narcissistic, right? And that means you ain't met nobody that's a real narcissist. So, again, I thank you, Cash and Couple. Appreciate you so much for that, because somebody somewhere need to see that, then just to get a reminder that they don't know nobody making that kind of money. All right, fellas.
I think it's funny how TikTok use certain words, or we use these certain words now, like the word follower and creator. It's content creator, but creator. And that's what we have today with a lot of people. They are followers and not creators. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not creating in their life. They're following other people's dreams and living vicariously through other people and hashtag goals. It's everywhere where people are following and emulating other people instead of looking in the mirror and doing the due diligence to find what works for them and what's best for them, and clearing up some things internally so therefore they can emit, the energy they need and absorb, learn who to absorb energy from, you know what I'm saying? Now they just going, whatever looks good, feels good, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no research done, there's no none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got it, I want it, I'm gonna try to do it. And quick get rich quick schemes type of things. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to put the work for it. You know what I'm saying? Put the work in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and we got it. And us at our season 8, we understand the process of things, the journey of things, you know what I'm saying? And the putting the work in, we get that, I mean, even then when we was younger, we might not have liked it, but our parents are still there. As little as cleaning up your room, and that Saturday mornings, everybody knows Saturday mornings what mama do. Have your ass up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You clean the house where you can turn that TV on and watch some cartoons, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's that work ethic, you know what I'm saying, that was being put in place. You took pride in, she was teaching you, or your dad, or both your parents, whoever you grew up with, they was teaching you to take pride in what you own, you know what I'm saying, or what, you know what I'm saying, or where you live, and your pride in yourself, you know what I'm saying? It was the hygiene, you know what I'm saying? It's like all these things, you know what I'm saying, in a building that was building blocks to you being a better person and doing the things that you need to do. They came secondhand the older you got, and that's what the people don't have these days.
Well, it's funny you say that, because somebody was talking about, yeah, we used to go outside and climb trees and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I'm listening. I think this is why I take a play from you, Nathaniel, where I sit there and I'm like, Hey, son, bitch, you know, we the reason why they don't. Huh? What you mean? Well, remember when we was younger and it was, Lloyd, man, you know what would be a cool idea? What's that? If I could play Super Mario from my house while you play Super Mario from your house, and we both be in our bedroom at the same time and we can see each other,
Ideas. Boom. You know what I'm
it
saying?
was us. We did this shit. We manifested all of this technology. Now we mad. They don't go outside and look at a little fat ass. They don't do this. They don't do that. We did that. We.
Yeah, yeah. You can say the
If
same
you
thing
was
about hip
born
hop
in the
music.
late 70s, mid 60s, and the 80s, you are solely responsible for this technological wave that is in front of you. You ain't getting off. You ain't getting off. Oh, I ain't invent nothing. No, you didn't invent nothing. You wished. That was the problem. You made a wish.
With emotion.
I wish there was a vacuum cleaner that would run on its own. Well, some bitch, you got it. Somebody heard you and was like, all you need to do is this. And next thing you know, they was in the garage tinkering with shit before they finally figured it out. So yeah, you know, we gonna point some fingers at some stuff. Yes, they are responsible for, but majority of it, we are responsible for it. We are
All these
responsible.
things could be good within moderation. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Oh yeah,
still
yeah.
gotta have it.
But we're responsible for it though. Young men not having standards, and the young ladies not living up to a moral quality. That's on us. But let me read this quote, man. One of the favorite things I really been leaving out, man. Shout out to Frederick Douglass, although him and
Hey,
W.B. Du Bois waiting for him. Frederick said, "It is easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men." Frederick Douglass. Fellas, was he wrong?
No, from my experience, he wasn't wrong. You know, I've said this in other conversations, but about that theory and application thing, there's an impact from that. All right. Our children who become young adults, become, established adults, believe that they can't.
Mm.
They literally believe what they can't. And it's like, you see, what is this supposed to mean? That person believes that he can't do something. And because he believes it, that's stronger than what he knows. And so he's going to act on what he believes. And we have so many of our youth who walk around telling themselves what cannot be done. They're broken. And you can't convince them otherwise because they're going to tell you, you know what? This is my life. This is what it's been. A child hasn't been jaded with that.
I'm
They don't
sorry.
understand.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. I want you to continue, but we got to get this out. The producer says we are in the midst of a famous historian himself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, further ado, give it up for Frederick Douglass.
this mug. As soon as you said a famous star, I knew it. I said, man, you about to talk about my man in the corner.
Man, the hell with you. I knew that was coming. Look, I am what you call a handsome, modern Frederick Douglass. How about that?
That's right, brother. Stand on all 10. That's right.
I'm a modern, handsome Frederick Douglass with this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, go ahead, brother. As you said, I'm sorry.
I
That
knew it was
was
coming.
funny.
As soon as you started talking, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, but like I said, just to finish up on that, a number of our, because I talk to anybody, any age bracket doesn't make a difference to me. And like I said, what I found is that people, no matter what you say, they believe they're right in that belief system, and they believe that because they say this is what their life has produced for them, and because it's reproducible, meaning that headache, that heartache, that disappointment, is consistent over and over and over, they now believe that this is what is their lot in life. And you can't, it's difficult as hell. I mean, I won't say you can't convince them to think otherwise. It's just very difficult. And with a child, the child has not been jaded like that yet. They don't know. That wonderment is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still there. Is, they hadn't been told, listen, man, you are from this hood. They see themselves as being from the planet Earth. Right. So that means there's all manner of possibility. It's not until someone says, you know what, hey, you know what you are? And they begin to tell them. So they went from the question of, do you know who you are, to let me tell you what you are. And there starts the demise and the downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you speak very much to a lot of the points I wanted to make. And one of the things is not to preach at people, but when I read the Bible and it talks about that consistency, that patience, that build up, that mindset, and it talks about having that childlike faith, um, it goes there. I think about many things that required something for you to believe beyond what you can currently see. You know, Job, dude, the man's flesh and bones falling just mirror off. We talking the first level of tenderism. And woman gets up in his face, curse God and die. Just die. I can see him just weak. No, not gonna turn my back on him. Things will be fine. Jesus going through his life 3 decades, never harmed nobody, ain't put no hands on nobody, ain't talked badly to nobody, and got beaten just to invoke more than faith in people to raise 3 days later. I think that in today's time, our younger men are not being poured into a position enough, because it would be easier to build stronger men if they weren't left alone to be broken children. You know, so at some point we need to, hey, young fella, how you doing? What's going on? You know, we see the tension, we know what it looks like, but a simple exchange makes it sufficient. You know, my bro put me in a position with something and to, share with people. And I told him the other day, I said, I know exactly how the fuck Harriet Tubman really feel.
Mm-hmm.
I know how she felt. And I said, and I told him, Harriet Tubman didn't say I would have freed more slaves. No, that ain't what she said. She said, I would have freed more of you silly ass, punk ass people if y'all knew better. That's what she said. History went back and rewrote. Oh yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds poetic. Harriet was cussing. Foolish
The
ass
same words
boy.
that Bob Marley inside of that song unlocked the chains of mental slavery. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
up?
It's like,
So and again, it's the mind, right? It's so many mindsets and levels. And to the lady, a man lives here, he's a provider. Well, where's yours? Again, the mindset. And not to say that she didn't deserve to be in the midst of a man of that nature. I don't know if she do, but by presentation, I would vote no, right? So, but if there were more caliber of brothers like you guys, that yeah, today's problem is a problem, but don't stop. You know, Middle used a word earlier that's been one of my favorite words as of lately, persevere. You know, go bunny, go.
The R word, resilience.
Resilience, yeah.
I
Resilience,
love
man.
that one. And
Yeah,
I think that's why
resilience.
people need to study history more. That's where I get my fulfillment from, or my duty, you know what I'm saying, and understand the purpose and understand all these things, you know what I'm saying, is from studying the people before me, their sacrifice and what they had to go through, and the learning and the perseverance, like you just said, and the resiliency, and how are we supposed to live up to what they did, you know what I'm saying? And that's
Hmm.
what keeps me going. I mean, it makes me emotional sometimes on the way to work or the way from home, or understanding when I get real frustrated in a situation dealing with whatever, you know what I'm saying? I go to that mind state, you know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, I gotta push through this. This is my great,
Right.
great, great, great uncle and grandfather and grandmother and aunties, you know what I'm saying? What they had to go through. This is nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like they paved
Hmm.
the way for me to deal with this in a certain type of manner. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, be an ambassador for them, so to speak.
Right. Right. All right. Y'all fellas got anything to say what he's saying?
I'll let Wolf go before.
Wolf over there got that good cigar, man. He ain't sharing with everybody.
You saying a comment on what Lloyd just said?
Yeah, or wherever you want to take it, brother.
I love what Lloyd said. I mean, everyone has to have something they can latch on to, to kind of keep you going. I remember there was a brother in my men's group, and he was saying how, he got a call from one of his big investors on Monday that pulled out. So he had to call all of his employees and say, hey, we're shut down. And, you may have to find something different to do. And then the next day he said, but then his response was, no worries, I will figure out a way to get us back in the black at some point. We'll make it through. And then the next day at 12 noon, he got a call from a bigger investor. So he had to call everyone back and say, hey, we're back on. Um, I just experienced that. And as a matter of fact, I called one of my brothers in this men's group, and I was like, man, look, I need you to send a shout out. And next time you pray, because I lost a large part of my team.
Mm.
It got recruited away, which affects my income by a substantial percentage. And then 2 days later, and then I before I even get to that, then my wife said, "Hey, I can always jump. I can jump back in the workforce." I was like, "No, don't worry about it. We'll be okay, or we'll just adjust our lifestyle to fit." And then I get a call today, and now I got something to think about, and
Mm.
it's substantial. I called my wife. I was like, "You want to hear what they presented to me?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Let me text it to you because you're gonna call me right back." And I sent her the text. She looked at that text. She called me back. She said, "Oh my goodness." So, weather the storm. Lean on. Everyone has to have something to lean on to kind of keep you going through, whether it be history and the sacrifices that people have made for you, or whether it be your family, knowing that they're counting on you, and just know that if you continue on, at some point you'll get a result. If you're doing
Mm.
the right things and you're consistent, you will get the result. It's
Yeah,
just a matter of time. It may not be in your time, but it will come.
definitely, man. And that's big shout out to all the amazing women that I've met this week. Uh, that was very much like your wife, Wolf. Like, look, you know, boots on the ground, and not talk about where the fans at, but really heading about the
Right.
mission of the family. You know what I mean? And shout out to all those women that I've come in contact with, man. And God bless y'all. But shout out to the men who pushed and made it possible for you know that faith of their own to be replicated in real times, and for them to look back and the woman be like, nah, I'm in here too. So that says a lot about not only the woman but the man, first and foremost, to me, in my opinion. So we're gonna go to this last video, fellas, and talk about it.
The first one, The Lords of Easy Money. Understanding how the money supply works. By the end of it, you're going to be so pissed, you're going to start making money because you're going to understand how it works. The second one is The Millionaire Master Plan. Understanding what is your wealth profile. People are looking at stock traders or at investors. Like, oh, I wish I could do that, but it's complicated. Well, maybe it's not your wealth profile. Maybe you're trying to get rich at the wrong thing. And finally, the one I always recommend to people, inside of the Bible, there's a book known as Proverbs. You can read one chapter every single day. It takes you about 5 minutes. Forever wisdom that can be applied to anybody, regardless of religion. The best book in the world.
Material for growth. One of the things I want to emphasize and keep it growing is that growth is very inevitable if you have the right material and the right ideas and the right places, the right people, just everything right, the right attitude first and foremost, because you have the right vision. And again, I started off with SAVERS. SAVERS is an acronym that's been very meaningful to me for the past 8 years. Silence, first thing in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes. Just sit. Don't do nothing. Don't think about nothing. Just sit in pure silence. Let that domain set the precedence of peace that resides in you. After that time frame is up, affirm. Affirm yourself on how you want your day to go and how you want your tomorrow to be led into. After you affirm yourself, visualize. Visualize yourself being victorious through the day. Visualize yourself problem solving. Visualize yourself overcoming. Visualize yourself being helpful. Visualize yourself aspiring. Visualize yourself inspiring. Visualize yourself doing. Visualizing yourself being. After you got that vision down, now we got to go exercise. You ain't got to go hard. So many people make the wrong mistake when it comes to physical fitness. There's a thing of fitness, and then there's just health, optimal health, which means I can walk as long as I like without falling the hell out, not having a heart attack when I take the first step on the flight of stairs, right? Then there's fitness. You sons of bitches ain't going to go tackle nobody, ain't doing no bodybuilding, ain't running no track. Don't get your ass in that gym trying to lift 900 pounds and all you doing is going home, being with the wife, and picking up the kids after school. It's foolishness, right? So if you're applying that to something, it will become worthwhile. It won't be like, why am I doing this? You won't get depressed. You will have a purpose on why you're doing either one of those things. And you only need about 10 to 15 minutes to exercise on that. The next thing, which all these fellas up here love to do, plus me and my brother, producer, mentor, T-Max Network, reading. Reading. Young fellas, read. Read. No, it doesn't solve everything, but it solves a lot of things. Read. Reading will give you a skill set of patience. Reading will also give you the ability to scan a room. Reading will also give you that self-vision that you have to apply a lot of materials and bring them together. Right? If you look at a car and you look at the first cars, well, hell, they were just wagons with an engine. Somebody concluded that from thoughts that they were having along with reading material that they blended together. And now all of a sudden you got all these different types of automobiles. But y'all can have them, gas prices going up. I'm getting back on the horse. All right. So after reading, scribing, fellas, Doodle, journal, log. Write out some of these thoughts. They don't have to be poetic. They just need to be out. Too many times we're not having proper outlets for self. When you're writing, and a lot of times you're not writing in the midst of a crowd of 1,000+ people. Hell, you might not be writing in a crowd of 5 people, but you're writing amongst yourself. So these grosser materials that they laid out there, and yes, it mainly talked about financials, but I wanted you to get more out of what the financial book would do for you and just the skill itself in being able to read and comprehend and have that peace. It's hard for me as a man that is looking at life in his third quarter and saying, how many people had the wealth of the world and flamed the hell out? Robert Williams, Bordone, the DJ that was on Ellen show. Guys had money, but that money didn't keep them here. We all gonna go. But in order to have that tool, a tool that is not taught properly in anybody's hand is a dangerous use. Unfortunately, they inflicted that thing on themselves, regardless of whether it be depression or not having somebody to talk to, not going to go talk to somebody, whatever it may be. You have the power and the wherewithal to not take those paths and understand that what's being laid before you, before these 4 gentlemen get to tell y'all some things and share with some stuff. It's to understand you need to sit, bro. Sometimes the world spins in a very chaotic way. And that world, that when it gets to spinning in that way, it's internal. Gravitate to God. Don't move. Don't move until he says move. That I will encourage you to be understand. That is obedience. Grandma used to say, baby, obedience is better than sacrifice. Well, was she right? And just being obedient led me to be here, led these men to be here. They heard a call from some other spirit. I sent the link, but they had a call to be passionate to come and just be amongst brothers and say, listen, we can have a talk about men stuff and not have to be foul or vigilant. We can do our due diligence. We can be encouraging. We can be building. It can still be very much entertaining. So with that, fellas, floor is yours.
Wow. Okay. Um, you know, I- I'm listening to what you just said, right? And I think about how I conduct myself. And just as I wrote a book, right? And one of the captions in the book that I came up with was that you are the sum total of the experiences of your life.
Could you tell us the
And
name of that book and where we can locate that book? T-Max, I think you still have a picture of the book. Please. Because
yes,
I want these other fellas that's here, they might not have been around at the time the book came out.
okay. The book is called The Making of Men, but it's not about men as in the male. It's about humans. Um, what it's in reference to is my life and my what I call my formative years. Each of us comes to the table as a full-grown adult today, with a mindset, a perspective based upon past experiences and what you thought about those experiences, because it's a combination of the two. It's not just the experience, but what you take from it. And what I found over the years is that people don't take stock in where they come from, why they do what they do. They just don't. They just react to everything around them. And they feel so, like I said before, but the whole thing about they believe what they cannot do, they feel they have no choice. So as a result, when going through adverse times, they tell themselves, you know what, this is what it is. And that's just an unfortunate thing. And for me and my upbringing, it was very clear I didn't have the best upbringings. It just was what it was. but I was very clear. The author is, my name is, it's on the screen, is Neville Barber. It's available, I'm sorry, it's available on Amazon. It's in digital format for, you can download as a PDF, or you can also buy the softcover book. It's $20. It's not going to break the bank. It's about 190 pages long. It's not very long. And again, the author is Neville Barber. There's more than one copy that you may see. Mine is the one with the older gentleman on the cover. It's the guy with a fishing rod, literally on the cover. And it's titled The Making of Men. And what I was saying is that as I'm having these conversations, and this one here is a result just as well too, as we sit down as men today, we know that we are creating experiences for our youth. I tell people, be very deliberate in that experience, because what you do today with them shapes and molds them for tomorrow. That's one thing. Number two, learn to explain things to people. As Dee was saying, sit down, be quiet, catch them in their quiet moments. Because in their quiet moments, they're going to listen more than in a lot of chaos. Their world is chaos as it is. But if you can get them in a quiet setting, a quiet moment, yes, that's the book. A quiet setting, quiet moment, you'll find that they're much more conducive to listening to what you're saying, and they can now begin to relate. The human condition has not changed in eons. Each of us today, at some point, was a youth, and we went through experiences. We know we thought about it, what we liked and what we didn't like. It's your turn now. Return the favor. Dee said something to me quite some time ago about the long game. Now, I was familiar with the long game, and he said something along the lines of, that Lamborghini, you may never own it, but your grandson will. Set the stage. Lineage. And I don't want to take too long, but there's a character in the book, because that book is actually just nonfiction. That is real. Those are all real people. If you want to learn more, obviously get the book, but there's an individual in the book. She was born in 1973 to a 14-year-old mother. That's my niece. May 1, she pins on Lieutenant Colonel. You don't know what's coming next. Like that rabbit, you keep going. You keep going. My mother was born in 1942 and literally left on the doorstep, literally in the rain. We thought she was being funny when she said it. My brother took the initiative to go find the newspaper article. She wasn't joking around. This is where we come from. How dare I go backward from that? If I understand where I am, and I instill that in my children and those children around me, not just my children, because again, like Dee said, I can see a young man on the corner. I know he's frustrated. What's wrong with saying, what up, man? How you doing? What's going on? You in school? Anything to break the silence. Let him know that when I do this with my hand, I come in peace. I really come in peace. Versus him thinking, why you in my business? I do believe that, like I said, each of us is a sum total of the experiences of our lives, each and every one of us. And it is now our turn to be very deliberate in what experiences we give our youth. Because as we sit here and have these conversations, there's always someone listening. Take time, be patient, sit that young man down, sit that young woman down, explain to them where they are. But more importantly, it's a two-way street. Ask them where they want to go. I can tell you my life story all day long. That may not be where you want to go. Got it. But I can at least listen to your story where you want to go. And if possible, put you in connection with who? Someone else on that same path. That's where networking comes in. That unity comes in. You are not an anomaly. I'm not an anomaly. Wolf's not an anomaly. Lloyd's not an anomaly. Dee's not an anomaly. There are many of us. We must be more vocal in getting our point across. And I step back from there.
For sure, for sure. Lloyd?
Hey man, y'all spoke a lot, man. That was all that's deep. I mean, as you was talking, I was certain things was coming up. Now you call and put me on the spot. There ain't nothing coming back. But I was just thinking, dog, what happened?
We disappeared with ghosts.
Oh, there we go. Two dogs, three dogs here, brothers. You know what I'm saying? It just went Casper all of a sudden. You know. But no, I guess I start off with me and say that. I mean, when y'all start talking, I say this quite often about being intentional. You know what I'm saying? And my intentionality, I focus on two big things for me. Um, if you don't know, which I know, you know what I'm saying, Dino, my little sister passed away like 11, 12 years ago, right? So my thing is when she passed, I didn't notice much because I was in a funk. I was in a, just gone mentally, emotionally, all of that. But I noticed her impact on people with just 27 years on this earth. You know what I'm saying? How many people showed up, the things they said about her, what I knew about her to be true. And then I had to hear from people that were strangers to me that knew her and their relationship with her and her impact just 27 years on this earth. And she was able to achieve her goals that she had set from 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting here 46 with a son looking at how the world is changing, how I grew up, like, Neville was just saying, understanding where you're from, your programming, you know what I'm saying? And, like I said, I study history, so I'm going through the past. And one of my biggest fears is to leave here and not been able to provide the utility belt for my son as I should as a father. So therefore, I dedicate that time, talking, asking questions, listening. And before I get too far, I came up with this little slogan about 4 years ago. I call it COLA. You know what I'm saying? Communicate, observe, listen, learn, and the biggest one is apply. Because we can talk to people all day about every experience, given the Bible. You can talk Hebrew. You can talk uh, hieroglyphics if you could, you know what I'm saying, or need to. But until somebody applies, you know what I'm saying, what they learn, it's useless knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So application is very, 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 very important. So I'll leave right there. I ain't gotta say a whole lot. Y'all checked a lot of boxes. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely.
Well, you guys did promote some thought. I will say, I remember working at one of my first mortgage companies I worked for. We had Lou Holtz, the Notre Dame coach.
Notre Dame. Yeah.
Notre Dame, that's right. Lou Holtz came out and he spoke to us and he said, I often wonder how some people come from so little, accomplish so much, and how some people come from so much and accomplish so little.
Mm.
Sometimes you can feel like you're destined to not achieve anything, and that's not necessarily the case. It's like Brother Neville said that sometimes, you may not be the one to drive the Lamborghini, but you may position your kids to. And we may have had parents who weren't successful to a certain extent based on modern times, but they position us to achieve these things. Set your goals and don't set just financial goals. Set financial goals, set physical goals, set adventure goals, set fun goals, and set intellectual goals. Always learning, always getting stronger, always making sure that your health is on point, always ensure that you're enjoying life and getting something out of it. Have something in front of you to look forward to, and then enjoy the journey. Because if you continue on just like that rabbit, at some point you'll make it to the forest and your problems be left in the dust behind you. It just may not seem that way when you're in the midst of running and your heart is pounding and things don't seem like they're going to go right. So I'll leave it at that because I can get long winded.
For sure, for sure. Nah, man, you spoke. This is a place for you to get long winded, man. This is what we're here for. Fellas, man, we really just crossed the hour, man, and I didn't want to hold y'all too much longer because of the time frame that we are coming on, and uh, might have to reconsider some stuff. But I did enjoy myself, and man, feel free to come back anytime, and definitely bring some brothers with you, man. But
I'm cool to go a little longer.
okay, okay. Listen, man. Let's
I don't know
talk
what
then.
time permits, but you know what I'm
Listen,
saying, for you,
let's talk, man.
don't close it down trying to put it on us. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. I'm just saying. I really try to be mindful. I've always tried to be mindful of like people's time and space. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I don't never really have a time or space issue. But if I'm considering somebody, you know, if I go to their house and I've been there for about an hour or two, I'm like, well, you know, let me go on ahead and get up out of here. So, you know, just sit, bro. I guess I got the message. Appreciate you, bro. Why you in the back giving subliminals?
I can stay till about midnight. I got
Okay.
work in the morning, but
I ain't gonna hold y'all that long. We got a little time to fill in some stuff, man.
okay.
Uh, just one of the things I really want to bring about was there was something that landed on my lap, and it's been a blessing. And I know, honest to God, truth, I've been looking for this thing for 20 some years, and I found it, and it found me. Um, and I want to introduce it to young men because what it can do is strengthen them in the financial area. But while it does that, we're gonna keep that mind straight because we didn't see what happens when that little illegitimate man then hit the lottery and all of a sudden day zero he got a mound of cocaine in his hotel room. It's like, wait a minute, brother. You ain't even cashed the check yet. What's going on? Rich family, calm down. Slow down, man. We got a lot to do where we going. So this will keep it really good. Stay simple, shift, increase, multiply, protect, leverage, everything. Hey, I think that's what Bobby Norris was trying to tell me back in 2006. He was in Eagan, Texas. And this is around the time Tiger Woods had got that $500 million contract from Nike. And, you know, all of the Volkswagen and Rolex and everybody else was giving him yeah, definitely slow down. Definitely slow the hell down. Everybody was giving him these endorsement contracts, right? Filling them pockets right. And somebody I was with said, once I said, man, he got $500 million from Nike. Oh, that's just too rich. Now, this man that I know at the time, he was selling ranches from anywhere from 9 million being the base on up. He's selling ranches. That was his real estate game. He sold that. And not only that, he come from an oil family. Not that, oh, we just tapped something in Poland. No, he come from an oil family. His daddy was the original Marlboro man. I had the pleasure of meeting somebody 6'11", and I was like, I don't ever want to stand next to you ever again in my life. And I had the pleasure of learning this man never smoked a day in his life. But he was the poster boy for cancer sticks. I say that what people don't understand. The entertainment world ain't real. They will sell you a wolf ticket and go home and punch out on you.
It's the beauty of marketing.
Right. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. And I think too many people, even adults, right? Even in our age group, in the third and fourth quarter of their life, they think entertainment is real. I'm like, man, a pair of lips could say anything and y'all fall for it? Absolutely not. So with this, we're going to talk about it briefly behind the scenes, but I would like to show you gentlemen something that where we can introduce to a wave of men of all kinds, but particularly first and foremost, the men that look like us, that sound like us. And we know that on that particular level of life, that's not a burden. That's not a discussion to be had. Why are you not doing X, Y, and Z on a moral level? Right? Because we got plenty of rappers and ball players out there. Cool. Everybody ain't gonna be LeBron James. We got that. But there still should be a character about you that is credible versus when they see you, oh, here come this one. Hey, man, how you doing, man? Man, you doing a great job. So you're like, man, I can't stand it. Have a credible character about yourself, even though when finances are met. And so, because we know a lot of the foolish things that's out there that's said about men that look like us, sound like us, and the potential earnings and prison rates, whatever the case may be. And, unfortunately, there's just people that are highlighting, oh, there's a particular group of women that are going to college. Yeah, I'm happy for that. But there's a whole lot of black men that also go to college. They also graduate. How the hell they become police chiefs and judges and commissioners and all this without going through those processes? They ain't lucky. So that type of stuff that needs to be pointed out as well to our men, because it's a lot of us that's not going to go do thorough research. They're just going to take the first thing that's coming up and run with it. They're going to take the first thing and come with it. And even though it sounds good, I'm not going to discredit black women being educated. I think that's wonderful. We see all the pictures and stuff, but do we celebrate our own? Do we celebrate a brother that goes and I graduated? And hell, I'm gonna be honest with you, 8 out of 10 times, man, give me my damn diploma and let me go on about my business. That's why we don't really see a lot of our men that graduate. Now, unless they with a fraternity and they just want to show out and stump at the end of the night, then we'll see the video. I salute you boys. Stump till you can't stump no more. Just remember to ice your knees, because you ain't gonna be 20 forever, motherfucker. So, that'd be the thing that I refer to is just that. But also, again, young man going through college, he has a system that we have. Man, it'd be beautiful. So for those who are watching this, when you see the playback, and if you're curious about what I'm talking about, put information in the comments, and we'll have somebody reach out to you. But it's for everybody, but we really want to drive this to one particular standard right now. Although everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to get this information. It's not a secret society. It's just we ain't gonna waste our time with, oh man, I heard of something like this. No, absolutely not. We're not doing that, because it don't even take that long even to talk about it. It just doesn't. So we're not wasting our time with that. And fellas, I really, really, really appreciate y'all so much for being here on this Thursday night. And Lord, I appreciate you, because I was like, hey, I don't know if you're gonna make it, because you came in a little late. I said, shoot, then you popped up. I said, oh, Lord. So I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you brothers for being here, man. It's been a wonderful night. I always have a great gathering when I get panel of brothers. And man, it's funny. Vel is on the credits for this show. I forgot about that episode. That thing got to be about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3.
I saw the picture. Like, okay.
I'm like, I forgot he was on here a time or two before that. I gotta go back and watch that episode, see what the hell we was talking about. Jesus Christ. A lot of good times. A lot of good times. Even though I can't stand that app, I've met some really good people. I've been able to pull out the most credible people off that app because of it. T-Max Network, all you gentlemen here. Uh, I ain't gonna even give their name out because I don't think they deserve any publicity. They ain't giving me no check. So it's been incredible for us getting you people. Outside of that, it's been more foolishness than anything. But that's okay. The mission is set is even understood. It's even understood that to the point that women, I'm gonna send my brother, I'm gonna send my nephew, I'm gonna send my son. Send them. At least you know where to send them. That's the thing. That is the absolute thing. So S.I.T.B.R.O, man. S.I.T.B.R.O. Success is the best revenge overall. It is an acronym also serving as a double entendre. You don't know what to do, you don't know where to grow, you don't know how to act. Just sit. Just sit. Just sit. Sit, bro. Relax. Breathe. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. The world is exactly what you make it. If you revolve and keep, oh, it's toxic, it's toxic, it's toxic. The more you say that shit, your body is going to respond in that order. I've been telling people about a science project that had been done, Wolf. There was a project that was done. They took 3 jars.
Yep, I already know where you're going.
They filled them with the same material, and they done one full of sand, one full of water, one full of rocks, and one full of like clay or something like that. And they labeled them A, B, and C. They talk very lovingly to all the A jars. They talk somewhat lovingly, but downward toward the B jars. And the C jars, they were just corrupt. They just talk crazy to them. They're just up. And they come to find out all the A jars, they look like they flourished. The texture, the color was brighter. The sand was more fluid. They say, oh yeah, the quote for yeah. Uh, y'all read that. Go ahead, Lloyd. Go and read that real quick. The quote you put in there.
Oh, from Tupac.
Yeah.
I may not. Tupac said this. Is I may not change the world, but I can spark the mind that does.
Well, Tupac, you had a small spark with me.
And me as well.
Small spark. I was really mad at you when you didn't calm your ass down and didn't realize that that boy wasn't beefing with you. He still could have had
That
you.
was a Gemini in it, man. That was a Gemini.
Whatever the hell it was in him, it wasn't the right thing. Damn. I was listening to some Against the World the other day. But yeah, so when they talked to the B jars, they found it to be somewhat not as vibrant as the A jars, but the C jars, oh, they were stiff, they were dull. Some of them had some odd developments that they couldn't explain. And fellas, you know, we are the authors of a lot of stuff. I don't know if you remember when we did that study on the Moors that one night, and we found that one guy that brought about 700 words into existence. He was a playwright and a musician. And when they took over Spain, I forget his name, but the fact that he was a creator, and in order to be a creator, at some point in time, I could imagine him telling himself, "Oh, I create. I'm a creator. Oh, I'm great at creating. I'm phenomenal at creating." And the more and more he said it over and over again. My favorite my favorite interview to watch when a sports reporter gets the microphone in Muhammad Ali's face and say, Muhammad, how did you know that you would be the greatest? I didn't know I was going to be the greatest. I just said it so much, I just believed in it after a while. I
It's
was like,
funny
Big
you
yeah,
say
deal.
well,
that, man. It's very funny you say that. There was a commercial about a few years back, and it was so profound, and I don't know if people really got it. But at the end of the, I can't even remember what the commercial was about. I just remember the statement, a quote, because it was something that I said all the time, but I didn't know that it was, that out there like that. But it was like, it said, whatever you believe, you right.
mm, mm.
Because like
And
never
I've
what
never
never.
seen the commercial, right? But it's funny that in Savers, the last S stands for scribing. Scribing means right.
Write it out.
So the power of the mind is a very powerful thing, and people just gotta realize that and take it in and accept it and just understand everything around it. Like I started studying a little bit of biology, spirituality, and quantum physics all together during COVID, and understanding that whole process. And man, that freaking blew my mind, man. Like just the power of, like you saying, writing things down, or the affirmations and saying things to yourself, what I'm saying, staying on a positive mind state, knowing that negativity is going to come, is you're not
Mm-hmm.
being ignorant to the negativity, what I'm saying, but you're promoting positivity within inside your own head, because you got to reprogram from the programs you've been programmed with, because not all of those, some of those programs are, you're not good enough, what I'm saying, you don't deserve, what I'm saying, and we could be
Mm-hmm.
put, your mind is the most horrible place to be in sometimes, what I'm saying, because that's the whole saying. You try to be better tomorrow than you were today, because you're trying to beat yourself. You're in competition with you, not the next man beside you, what I'm saying. So
Right.
yeah, just trying to gain, and I would say to accomplishing goals. Oh, the one thing I do want to ask you, when you said, yeah, you got success is the first word and what you got going on. And well, I ain't gonna ask. Oh, it wasn't a question to you. It was gonna be a statement, because that word success is, my definition changed from that during the time of COVID. I learned about a guy named Earl Nightingale,
Mm.
and his own definition of success, which I think kind of lines up with the actual definition. But I like how he put it. He said success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal or goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that, because the word progressive and realization. Progressive means it's continuous work. You see what I'm saying? Every day, accomplishing small goals, going to big goals. It's going to take time. Progressive. Realization, you see it. Your vision you was talking about, like Job and all these other people we've named, what I'm saying, and visualizing. Like you said, you sit down in the morning, what I'm saying, and after you wake up, taking that quiet time, then visualize. So the realization, in order for you to realize something, you have to visualize that. What I'm saying? And then a worthy idol of gold, what I'm saying? So it's something that, that's worthy to you. Don't have matter about everybody else, what I'm saying? Is what's worthy to you. And put yourself in that lane to create success in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know something? I want to piggyback on what you just said. You know, we often overlook that in terms of what we teach children. The children are not going to understand the words progressive realization if they're 6 and 7 years old, right? In terms of the word itself. But you can demonstrate that by how you deal with them. I was telling this to a person a long time ago. I was talking about how people will, I won't say they don't do it on purpose, but they will destroy their own children's dreams
Mm-hmm.
with just little things. And it's just really quick. When I was having my house built, one of my cousins asked me what the price of the house was. I told him, no big deal. It's not going to change my mortgage. If you know the price, who cares, right? Then his daughter asked the same question. He immediately said to her, don't ask. And so I said, I didn't check him in front of her. I pulled him aside. I said, listen, man, you're destroying her dream. No matter what number I tell her at the age of 8, it's just a number. She has not been jaded by life yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a number to her. My next question would have been to her, okay, now that you know the number, do you want one? We can begin to have the discussion about, hey, how you can get it when she's 9 and 10. 11, 12, we're actually making plans on getting the house. 14, 15, even though she's on the lower end of the social economic pole, that doesn't matter because she's seen the dream. It's in her head. It's been there for years by this time. By the time she's 20, she's well on her way. Conversely, if she was told at the age of 8, ask nothing, and she goes through again on the lower end of the echelon, if you will, and life has beat her down by 19, it's unfathomable. They'll tell themselves they've been taught to believe I can never have it. And to your point about, progressive realization, that starts early. It's how we treat them. We don't have to wait till they're 19, 20, 35, 40 to start having these words in these conversations. Be cognizant of that now when they're little, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't destroy the dream when they're little. And like like Wolf said, about the person saying, those were so little accomplished so much.
Right.
Those folk will usually tell you, no one told them what they couldn't do. No one.
I
They said,
won.
listen, it's just real simple. You want it? I made it. Get, tell me all your dreams. Lie your head off. At the end of the day, those dreams become the reality of tomorrow. But it's got to be the dream first. And again, we can take the words away for a second and look at the description of how we behave and find that, I like what you said, progressive realization. Because again, you gotta, you are moving towards it. Like I said, for the kid, they're moving towards the house. They're moving towards the car, whatever the heck it may be, who knows? But they're moving towards something where they currently are. And they will
Right.
realize it step by step. And to what Dee said before, it's the long game. Like I said before, my house is not small. My first one was small. This one's not,
Exactly.
right? This one's not. And it's very clear. My grandchildren, I'm telling my grandson today, I had 5 grandchildren. One of them is 18. We have conversations constantly about where you come from, what was been done to put you in the position that you're in, and what the expectations are for you moving forward.
Mhm.
And I let them know, you have to understand, when we speak to you, we may sound a certain way only because we understand the platform that was given to you. Don't take that for granted. Understand where you fit in this process and understand that you have been given a lifestyle, a mindset, a preference, if you will, of how you see the world that you need to maintain. That's on you. I'm going to make you see your future as best possible by letting you making you understand, hey, listen, where you come from. You see me. I'm the old you 50 years from now. Where you want to be? You want to
Yeah.
be the host of the party or a hope of the one would say a hopeful attendee. Your choice.
That's right. Choose ye this day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You fellas, listen, man. Making it hard for people to come follow up. They might not want to come. Like Aristotle, Nicodemus is up here, man. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, man. I'm loving every minute of this, and I really wish that I really wish that some younger guys were more in attendance. So I see some that's in the chat, and I know it's going to have the impact that it needs to have. Just a self reminder that plant the seed, plant the seed. You know, well, you said something. Talk to the child, plant the seed. The child doesn't become a CEO at the age of 10. It might be 20, 25, hell, even if it's 40. But that seed was planted, right? Uh, I shared this with people before, and it helped in other areas. My mother's grandfather was a Haitian man. He was black as a hole in the abyss. He had blue eyes and long black hair.
Mm.
And he grew up in Bay City, Texas. He was the youngest of 17. And I was in high school my junior year, had my little Letterman jacket, had a little girlfriend that was in his little small town area. And I went out with my older cousins. Now this man had more guns than the local artillery club combined with the police and the National Guard. And I remember before I left the house at 10:30, pulling a little snub nose out his boot, Derringing off the other 45 off his hip, 38. And I'm like, good God, man, where you going to war? Baby, you never know. Somebody somewhere might try you. I was like, sheesh. And I'm out, 10:40. Hey, have a good time. Don't stay out too late, boy. I won't. I'm with my older cousins. Yeah, yeah. And I look up. Oh, boy, it is 2:30. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get back to that house. Found myself trying to creep in there. That old man met me at the kitchen. I had a banana in one hand, letterman in the other. Baby, what you got there? Oh, granddaddy, this my letterman. Every time you do something good, you get a patch. Me trying to play it off, hoping he don't slap the dog crap out me. And he goes and says, no, baby. In your right hand, what's that? I say, oh, it's a banana. Now, mind you, we just lost a playoff game, and it's December. This man hits me with, where you get a banana in the middle of December? And I looked at it. Wait a minute. My grandmother had a house in Victoria, Texas, and a banana tree was right there in the backyard. That damn thing never gave us bananas in December. How did I get a banana in the middle of December? But the thing that I'm pointing to is the fact that in your season, you shall bloom. But the seed has to be planted. And so as parents, as adults, as mentors, as older cousins, as friends, as good Samaritans that see somebody that is in dire need of just a small quote, keep going. Plant the seed. Plant the damn seed. Yeah, we all want to see the promising of what fruit is going to be bared, but you're not going to always be that seed. I think that's where we got so much selfishness involved. You could talk about all the idiocy of the Rockefellers and the Roths and the Trumps and whatever the case may be, but damn it, you can't say that seed wasn't planted. That seed's planted. They living off legacy. They're thinking about their family's name. What's your family's name? David sat down and had a good heart-to-heart with me. What's your last name, boy? I'm a Tizino. What's your last name? I'm a Tizino. That's a good last name. Do something with it. And that's the thing. My namesake matters. And then to hear something playing in the background on the internet while I'm doing something, don't waste your name. Oh, it's just a name. No, it ain't just a name. It's your father's name. It's your grandfather's name. It's his father's name. Don't waste your name. It means something. That is something that the legacy of men need to be returned to, that standard. My little cousin, he thugged out as all I get up. Slightly institutionalized because he done 13 years. But one thing I love to hear him say, I'm a Jones. I'm like, there you are. That you got right. Now, this shit about women making babies on their own, hell no, boy, get your ass But that namesake. He understands. He carries it. When he carries his name, he carries his namesake with a certain dignity. It doesn't allow him to participate in certain things, even though he has been locked up. So I think we just got to get a lot of that back. And again, fellas, we get to that closing time, man. I know our brother said he was going to be gone, and I want to share something with y'all that won't even take no more than 3 minutes to share with y'all. So, fellas, Wolf, you've been the most quiet, man. We got to hear something from you, brother.
Yeah.
Your last words, brother. You've been like the old Zen master over there, like the turtle on Kung Fu Master or something. Just
I put something in the chat. I said, so as a man thinketh, so is he.
That's
So,
tattooed on my chest.
yeah, man. So as a man thinketh, so is he. So think of yourself, even if your name, if you feel that your name hadn't done much, your father may not have done much. It's your obligation to make that change. And that's one thing I do with my family. We have a family ring. So everyone in my family has a ring that has the year that my wife and I were married, has our last name on there, and it's to remind them of our core values, and that when they're out there in the world, that they're a part of something, and they have a responsibility. So I do think that I put that in the chat because everybody was, you guys are kind of cooking, so I just put in the chat. Figure I'll chat about it later. But
yeah,
yeah, that's all I got.
well, man, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man, for sharing your knowledge and your support. And one thing I can say about you is you like the true definition of support, man. You ain't just saying I'll show up. You show up and make sure that the advancement of the discussion does go where it needs to go, man. And you do support a lot of people, so I need to come and support you in your live when you go live and
Live
everything else.
Friday, baby.
But hey, it's
6:45
that's 1 minute away.
TikTok.
All right, Neville, what you got for us, brother?
Yeah. You asked a question. First, I'm gonna deal with that. You asked me. You said you asked me a question. You thought I retired already.
Yeah, I damn sure did. Because I remember we were sitting up there one night, and you like, you know what? I'm gonna have a drink with you. And we were sitting there, we talked, and we talked. And I remember that live as if it was just nothing else existed in that moment. We talked. I think if I look back at that damn thing, that some bitch said 5 hours and 30. And we was
That's a
holding the
conversation.
same glass from the beginning to the end. And 1,000+ people came through there. Nobody stuck around. And I be telling people, you like that when that kind of stuff happen, man, you have to just know that there's something greater working. Because nobody came and interrupt the discussion that we were having that day. And I remember that. And like I said, that was why it was so important when you showed up, man. I was like, yeah, I remember you saying that retirement is right around the corner.
Yeah, it's in June. June 12th is my last day in the office. It's on a Friday. But I say that to go to the next thing. There's 4 points to problem solving and or accomplishing a goal. Number one, determine what their goal is. What is it? That's step one. Step two, what are the requirements to reach that goal? What are they? Just, you can figure it out. Just, what are they? Step three, get those requirements if you don't have them and create a plan. That's step three. Step four, execute said plan. As you said before about planting the seed, when I talked about theory and no application, that's what I'm referring to. We're giving young men these ideas, which is step one. Now, what's required for you to pull that idea off? What is it? What does it look like? What are the resources required? What do you need? What do you have? If you should get those, requirements, if you will, what's your plan? Obviously, the last one, put the plan in play. And I take it very seriously. Like at this point, I'm retiring, like I said, in June. My next phase is to go mentor 9 to 13-year-olds for that express reason. In the book, you see, it started with me at the age of 11. I learned most of what I am today as a full-grown man at the age of 63. I learned that crap when I was 11, 12.
Girl, you a young pup. 63.
Listen, hey,
You know how old I am? When I was at prom, you was drinking Similac.
Okay. But it's like, again, like you said, plant the seed. And I implore all men, and women just as well too, because we learn from everybody. We don't just learn from one person in this world. You learn from your community. And as a member of the community, whoever you are, take that time. It doesn't cost you anything. Take the time to extend yourself beyond your world. Because that child that you're encountering today, trust me, you are shaping the world for them. And like I said before, be deliberate. Be very deliberate in what you do. When you see somebody out of pocket, talking about us older men, so to speak, and you just wilding out, I may not check you like that because I don't know you that way, but trust me, I'm gonna pull that young man that you were talking to the side and say, yo, man, don't listen to that crazy old fool. And here's why you shouldn't listen to him. It won't just be theory, it'll be the application. Because when that people talk, you say, listen, man, listen to what he's telling you. Look at the downstream impact. Here's a guy who's 55 years of age telling you about how bad women are. Really, dude? At 55? You talking to an 18-year-old telling him how bad women are? Where you been for the last 30 years? What you been doing? Clearly something's not working out for you. I got it. That's your view of the world. But don't jade his. Don't jade hers. If you're going to tell them something, I don't mind you telling them the pitfalls in life. I got it. There's peaks and valleys. Can we talk about the peaks at some point in time? It's like with Nancy Reagan, just say no. Got it. But what shall I say yes to? If that's not part of the conversation, I'm doing that young man or that young woman a disservice. Because all you know, like I said before, you've been taught to believe what you cannot do. You haven't been shown what you can do. You've been taught to believe what you cannot do. And that belief, we know for a fact, is much stronger sometimes than a person's reality.
Yes, sir.
And I end with that.
Man, Lord, what you got for us, brother?
After hearing that, the first thing comes to mind is me and my mom got a nonprofit foundation in honor of my sister, my little sister. And one of the core values of that is not necessarily a statement. I guess you call it an acronym. I call it BAR, which I told you need to probably change it to bars. But it's believe, achieve, receive. And I put an S on for share. You know what I'm saying? So in everything that we do as people, men, women, young, old, you need to have a self-awareness. And from that self-awareness, you start to realize what not necessarily makes you happy, but what builds confidence. You know what I'm saying? I think as men, especially young men, what induces confidence within you to make you strive for that goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I first got in here, you said something about your why. Um, for me, you know what I'm saying, since we're talking about the youth, and that's where our mindset should be, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about outside yourself and making it being impactful amongst people, I think it definitely should be on the youth. And I start with my son. Um, when he was 4 or 5, I started asking him then, like, what do you like? You want to play football? So try to play football, basketball, soccer, baseball. It just happened to be one day, you know what I'm saying? Well, this is where observation comes in out of that cola that I was telling you about. See, I just communicated with him, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know what he wanted to do. So now I got to observe. You see what I'm saying? So just take a simple me, him, and, you know what I'm saying, and my wife and his mom going to get something, some lunch or something to eat. And we went to a not Subway, but Jersey Mike's. It happened to be a Taekwondo spot right next door. And he seen the little kids coming out of there with the uniform on, and they was in groups and laughing, and his eyes lit up, you know what I'm saying? Because I was being observed of my son. So it's like, all right, I know what we got to do now. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we got done eating, we were right next door. You know what I'm saying? As we walking over there, he like the car. I can see him looking like, like, where we going? The car over there in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? I opened that door, and he just turned around and looked at me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check this out. You know what I'm saying? So we talked to the person, and he been in Taekwondo now 3 years. Just got his black belt last Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So and that's one. He had to write a paper for his black belt, and that's one of the things he said in there. It was about confidence. You know what I'm saying? He learned multiple things throughout that, teamwork, discipline, perseverance, you know what I'm saying? All these things. So my main thing I'm trying to say is we're dealing with the youth, especially that younger, what I'm talking about, like he's 9 now, about to be 10 this year. So finding out, putting your kids in something, get them involved, you know what I'm saying, and listening to them, asking them questions, not just the same questions, how was your day, you know what I'm saying, and all this stuff. You get deep and involved in your kids and asking them, what made them smile today, what made them happy, what made them sad, did you laugh, and who's your best friend, and what did they do, and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, so they can be more communicative, you know what I'm saying. And then that's where the L comes in, and listening, and you're learning your child, you know what I'm saying. And after they explain what they're going through, you know what I'm saying, you're having this conversation. It goes back to COLA again, you know what I'm saying, you start to apply these things, you know what I'm saying, whatever you listen and learn and got from your child. But building confidence is a true big one. I know that was for me, and that's it comes with anything. And that confidence is going to start by the key word in which, or the key things in which Neville just said, having a plan, you know what I'm saying? And from that plan, the last thing you're going to do is execute, even though there's steps in between, but I'm just going to go with the alpha and omega. You know what I'm saying? First thing, having a plan. And then you got to like apply, like I said in my co-line, he says, as far as execute, same things. You know what I'm saying? But I think I heard a military guy was have the speech, and he was telling all the recruits that the first thing you should do, you know what I'm saying? I can say the first thing, but one of the things you should do in the morning when you start your day is make your bed, because that's one goal accomplished. You see what I'm saying? You build from that, just like a house, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? You just keep building these things. You know what I'm saying? You can be a brick maker, you know what I'm saying? And put how the ingredients to make a brick, and then you lay the brick. Everybody's road is going to be different on this journey we call life. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a plan. Everything starts with you. You can't sit around and continue to blame other people for the decisions you made, or how you came up, or what your parents did, or what the small city or town you came from, and all these things, you know what I'm saying? Because we know people that has came from worse, that has built uh, much, like Wolf said earlier, you know what I'm saying? People coming from little to gain a lot. And we can tell that just by, again, looking at history from where we came from, the resilience of our people that, you know what I'm saying, our what I call our forefathers, you know what I'm saying, or our ancestors, so to speak. I heard an Indian man say that in his culture, this goes back to, I think Neville had said it earlier, you know what I'm saying, about how we box these kids in. And he said in their culture, they have, well, first of all, let me just break it down. He said it was 4 stages to the mind. It's really like 70 or 80 some, but he said to break it down to like just 4 is identity, intellect, silos of memory, and then intelligence, supreme intelligence. You know what I'm saying? The breakdown of the mind. So when you start to look at that, you know what I'm saying, we start to get an identity about yourself at a young age. And then when you start to build intellect, you're trying to protect that identity. You know what I'm saying? From memory, the silos of memory comes back from that's in your blood, that's in the cells in your blood. Because you look at your face, your great, 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 great grandfather, you got his nose. You know what I'm saying? Your great, 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 great aunt, you got them ears. You know what I'm saying? So these things are in your blood. They pass down. All you have to do is unlock them. You know what I'm saying? Then when it comes to supreme intelligence, all of us know that we was in a situation, maybe you was talking to somebody and you didn't have necessarily had the words, you was just kind of listening to them. And then when you did speak, after you spoke in your mind, you're like, man, where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I and it helped them. You know what I'm saying? You hit the nail on the head. You know what I'm saying? That's the supreme intelligence, because you was operating through intent and operating within love. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? You can say God, you can say universe, you can say your internal man, however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? That knowledge was put upon you because you had the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? Your heart was in the right place. You know what I'm saying? To help that person. And you was used as an instrument. You know what I'm saying? So all these things, and young folks don't take everything, you know what I'm saying, and feel like it's a lot. Like they say about it, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just make the step. You know what I'm saying? Take a step. Don't just sit there and just let life pass you by. You know, sit back and complain. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just end this by saying, be a verb. Don't be don't just be a noun all your life, a person, place, or a thing. Be action. Be a verb.
Right on, right on. Mirror, reflect yourself. Y'all ever seen a black mirror before?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's actually I think a movie or a book or something called Black Mirror.
There's a series out for that.
Yeah, it's a series.
I knew it was something. Somebody told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I do got to run, D. Austin. I got a
Yeah.
long day tomorrow, brother.
Okay. But
appreciate y'all. Great seeing you all.
Don't go too far. Don't go too far. We'll go because it's like I said, I just need 2 minutes. We'll wrap this up, man.
I got you.
We'll wrap this up. All right, fellas, man. Appreciate everybody for coming by, stopping by. Fellas, stick on the panel. Like I said, just 120, maybe even 70 seconds. I really doubt we get the whole 2 minutes that's needed. Got something to go pique y'all interest to share with young men and even yourselves. Thank y'all, man. Really, thank y'all, man. Y'all made this thing a success. I appreciate y'all for coming to sit, bro. Really, really, really appreciate y'all for coming to sit, bro. Although one of us, had a time of 10:15 and, really showed up on Black Mirror time. But we're gonna go ahead and forgive that brother. Bless him. But a lot has been contributed to the men that look like us that's younger. And hell, even to those ones that's older, just because you got to a certain point in your life, the seed may not have bloomed yet. Samuel L. Jackson comes to mind. Didn't really get a big role until he was 40, struggling with alcoholism, addiction to drugs, and doing other things. Besides the fact he maintained the course, he persevered, he pushed forward. He was poised through the process. And look at him now. So just keep going. Don't ever make the mistake in counting yourself out. Because if you count yourself out, well, the opposition has an easy battle. You gave them 99% of the win. So don't make it so easy. Don't count yourself out, as so many gentlemen up here have said before. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep striving. It ain't over till it's over. And, think about your lineage. Think about that. Think about if you give up now, what will your son, your grandson, your great-grandson, your great-great-grandson, your great-great-great-grandson, do you want to just have a lineage of people quitting? Because that's all going to tie back to you. They may not remember your daddy. They may not remember your granddaddy. But there's a strong possibility they might be the one to remember your ass. So just keep that in mind. All right. So, fellas, we appreciate y'all, man. Again, thank y'all for being a part of this and coming forward, man. And everybody out here, welcome to S.I.T.B.R.O. I understand you're more than welcome to come S.I.T.B.R.O, where success is the best revenge overall. Y'all got fulfilled where you understand that success is not just monetary, it's also very much spiritual, intellectual, mental, physical, emotional. You're just going to be regulated across the board, man. We appreciate you for coming on in here. And we out. Much love.
Sit. Pull up a chair. We build here. We heal here. Walk in, long week on your back. Bills due, old wounds, quiet panic in the past. Young kings, old heads, same weight, same doubt, different stories. Same storm, we're climbing out. D awesome. One at the table says speak. You clear your throat, heart racing, dry cheeks. But this room feels safe, no jokes at your pain. Just nod, strong eyes, they been through the same. You talk about your pops, how he dipped, how it stung. How you swore you'd be better when you finally had a son. They listen, then they lace you with a plan. Step one, call that kid tonight, tell him he your number one. S.I.T.B.R.O, let it go, let it grow. Success is the best revenge overall. We don't just talk, we move, that's the goal. From the Let's go. S.I.T.B.R.O, let it go, let it grow. Success is the best revenge overall. You know, we don't just talk, we move, that's the code. From the hurt to the healing, watch us reload. S.I.T.B.R.O, pull up this your road. Plant seeds, see trees in your soul. We rise, that's the goal. Success is the best revenge overall. From the boy that was broken to the man that is whole. From the fight in the hallway to the boardroom role. From he'll never be nothing to he leading the show. Hosted by D, awesome one, watch the whole room grow. Yeah, S.I.T.B.R.O, let it go, let it grow. Success is the best revenge overall. You know, we don't just talk, we move, that's the code. From the hurt to the healing, watch us reload. S.I.T.B.R.O, pull up this your road. Plant seeds, see trees in your soul. We rise, that's the goal. Success is the best revenge overall.